Bonsoir à tous et
Good evening.
bienvenue à la conférence
Welcome to the press conference
du jury suivant le
of the
palmarès.
jury after
Madame.
the awards
Thank
ceremony.
you. Et je vais vous représenter s'il le faut
I'll
toutes les personnes qui
introduce
sont ici
everyone here
à
once again
à ce podium. Sur
at
cette
the podium.
table. Commençons tout à fait au
Let's
fond.
start with the far
Monsieur
end.
Gabriel Yared,
Gabriel Yared,
Fan Bingbing,
Fan Bingbing,
Paolo Sorrentino,
Paolo Sorrentino, Jessica Chastain,
Président Pedro Almodovar,
the President Pedro Almodovar, Agnes Jaoui, Will Smith,
Maren Ade,
Maren
et
Ade,
Monsieur Park
and
Chan-Wook.
Park Chan-Wook.
Et la première question ira
The first
à
question
l'ensemble du jury,
is for the whole of the jury.
the entire jury. Est-ce que l'harmonie a été absolument suprême comme le veut la
Did
légende,
supreme
ou le son a
harmony
été aussi
reign,
découvert?
or
How was
were things otherwise?
Was it a love fest, a proverbial love fest, or was blood splattered on the walls and carpets?
Or not? Well, it was pretty smooth and easy. I mean, if I was just trying to get Pedro to stop offering me sexual favors for my votes, but other than that, everything was very, very, very smooth and easy.
Yeah. That's a joke. Will Smith is
That's a
joking.
joke. That's a joke.
No, the only blood is in a visual metaphor in the belly of the dress of Jessica. You know, ¿Cómo? Sí,
Español.
sí, incluso en español estoy pensando. Bueno, no ha habido sangre. Nos hemos respetado mucho.
There was no blood. We all respected each other very much. That doesn't mean we were all thinking exactly the same thing about all the films. We had different views and approaches, of course. However, beginning with myself, we always respected the other members of the jury. Of course, everyone tried to convince each other. Sometimes we succeeded and other times not. But the result, following all these discussions, the result was very smooth. The discussions were full of enthusiasm. Powerful statements were made. But of course, the enthusiasm was totally devoid of any kind of violence.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already said in English?
Yeah.
Okay. Bon, alors, donc, il y a déjà une traduction anglaise apparemment, donc il n'y a absolument pas eu de sang.
So to repeat the English, there was no blood. Everything was full of respect. We all respected each other. That doesn't mean we all had the same perception or vision of all the categories and films we saw. Despite this, we were able to exchange our views and opinions based on respect. There was no blood, therefore. In fact, we listened respectfully to each other. Yet there was greater passion, enthusiasm when defending the various films.
Hi, Chris Knight, National Post and Post Media in Canada. Question for the ladies on the jury. Your jury gave some prizes to some amazing female filmmakers this year. Wondering what your thoughts are on what women are bringing to cinema, and would you like to see even more female directors in future competition? Thank you.
Would you like to start? Or would you like me to start? I can't really speak so much to female. I'm going to take this out of my ear. To female directors, I do believe that if you have female storytelling, you also have more authentic female characters. This is the first time I've watched 20 films in 10 days, and I love movies. And the one thing I really took away from this experience is how the world views women from the female characters that I saw represented. And it was quite disturbing to me, to be honest. And there are some exceptions, I will say. But for the most part, I was surprised with the representation of female characters on screen in these films. And I do hope that when we include more female storytellers, we will have more of the women that I recognize in my day-to-day life. ones that are proactive, have their own agencies, don't just react to the men around them. They have their own point of view.
Agnès?
Yeah. I completely agree with Jessica, and we spoke a lot about that issue with Maren and with Jessica and with all the jury, because there are also men very feminist. And of course, Pedro is, yes, and you are the most beautiful example, one of the most beautiful examples of a man who gives parts of women, real one, and real women. You know, there is the Bechdel test. I'm sorry, but I have to, yes, it's a test. It's to pass the test, you have to three reasons. You have the three, bref. You have, I don't know the name in English, and in French I'm confused too, but you have to have two characters identifiés.
Yeah.
With a name, with, I mean, not the baker or I don't know what. You have that they have a conversation together, a scene together, and a scene that is not speaking about a man, it's not fighting for the love of a man. And think of this test and you will see how few movies are passing the test. And so it's a big issue. We have to get a lot more of female movies because they do exist, directors, female a lot and very talented. And that's why I wear a mustache on one of my montée des marches, but nobody noticed because it looked just ridiculous. But it was I was trying to say something, so thank you to ask this question.
Maren?
Yeah. Yeah, I really, for me, it's, I mean, we didn't give these awards to the woman because they are women, but I want to add one information. It's the first time that a female director gets the best director, best directress maybe, and so for me, I really have to say I'm always so happy meeting other female directors, just because, I found out after a while of being always surrounded by men, or men doing this job, sometimes, the impression comes up that it's maybe not a good job for a woman. But, and I think that's completely wrong, and I think we need much more women doing films, just because we all want the film business to reflect the modern society, and the way it is now, like with that numbers, we're still not there, and I think we're really I also agree we're missing a lot of stories they might tell, and so not also on female characters, but I also often found their view on men interesting. Yeah, so not that men cannot do those films, but I agree.
A couple black folks won't hurt nothing for next year either.
It's true, black woman.
We'll talk about that another time.
首先，我非常的开心，这个最佳导演奖给了索菲亚·科波拉，因为我也觉得它是一部非常好的电影，然后他做了非常棒的这个导演的工作。其实我们。
First, I want to say I'm really happy to present this award to Sofia Coppola because she just did a really amazing work to the audience.
其实没有我们只是更想呼吁更多的人来关注女性电影，然后关注女性的力量。
We just want to advocate, to focus on female movie filmmakers in the future, and this is not something that I want to judge or anything, but I just want to advocate, and we want to encourage the female filmmakers to present more female characters.
所以其实她得这个奖不仅仅只因为她是一个女性导演，主要的是因为它是一部好电影。
I have to say she won this prize not because of she's a female director, just because of the movie itself. Thank you.
Thank you. Question over here. Allez-y.
Okay. Hi, my name is Damian Hoffman. I'm from Argentina, for Todo Noticias and Sala Llena. I don't know if you want me to, my question is for Pedro. I don't know if you want me in English or Spanish. Okay, in English. Well, my question is, you said in the first press conference that you were expecting to find like a masterpiece like Apocalypse Now and La Dolce Vita that were awarded previously with the Palme d'Or. I don't know if you find something like that, or at least like shocked you in a good way with the quality. Thank you.
Well, I shouldn't say that in the press conference before. Because he's unhuman to be compared with Coppola in his best, with Buñuel at his best, with Fellini. So it was something crazy that I said, just to be interesting for you, for the press. I answer you. There were more than one movie that I was completely mesmerized. I don't know how to say that in English. Que sentí cuando vi Viridiana era un niño, entonces era más sensible, pero he sentido ese golpe, el impacto.
I felt this huge impact when watching a masterpiece. I felt it indeed at this festival.
Y eso siempre
It's an extraordinary experience. It's always wonderful. We're not going to compare, as I said, with the directors you mentioned, because it's not fair for anyone to compare. And particularly, we have people who belong to the same family. But I saw more than one film which really pleased me no end. So several times over in this selection, I felt this tremendous impact of a masterpiece, a great film. It's hard to describe, in fact. I don't think it's very fair to compare. That's not the purpose in any event. But this very powerful impression you get when you watch a film is something that happens several times over here.
With Fellini, with Buñuel, with all that masters, we need time. This is now the birth of a lot of wonderful movies, and perhaps in 20 years or 10 years, because now everything is very fast. So we can compare with the masters.
Hi. Question over here.
Hi, Maria Guerra, Cadena Ser Radio Spain. It's a question for Pedro Almodóvar, but also for everyone who wants to answer. Do you think the Palme d'Or will be relevant in the future, this Palme d'Or? And do you also think that the Palme d'Or, the concept in the 21st century, will be relevant anymore?
It will be relevant for me. I don't know for the rest of the world. And for the audience, no, it will be, yeah, but I can only answer you from my own point of view, and not my point of view, from myself. But cinema is changing everywhere. The way we are watching is changing. I think we eat more images than ever that I remember in my life, that we need and we feed with fiction more than ever. So there will be always storytellers, there will be always subjects that will be entertainer or will be very moving or will open eyes of the audience at home, at the cinema, whatever. So but this is what I got the feeling. But I don't know if the Palme d'Or will be so important from now on, or if it's, I tell you, for France, it will be hugely important. They will always be very faithful of this festival. For the rest of the world, what I only can say is that we are not going to disappear, because the world needs a storyteller and subjects to be said. And the way, let's see.
I think that the Palme d'Or will continue to be relevant strictly based on the rich cinematic history of France. And what happens is, so I watch movies everywhere in the world, and the French audience is an evolved film watching audience. It's because of the depth of cinema, the way it's been ingrained into the culture. There'll always be a very discerning, sometimes harsh eye that I think that the world will always look to for a higher perspective on cinema. So I think that just strictly based on having a head start to the rest of the world, I think that the French people will keep the Palme d'Or relevant at least in our lifetimes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Anthony D'Alessandro from Deadline Hollywood. This question is for Pedro. Given how you're an advocate for LGBT issues, was it hard for you not to give the Palme? Was it hard that 120 Beats? Was it hard for you that 120 Beats didn't win the Palme? Many people thought that was going to take it.
How many, more or less? I mean, let's say a number. When I loved the movie. I cannot love more. I was touched since the very beginning till absolute the end, and after that, and after the end. But I mean, I don't know. Well, tomorrow we'll read in the papers what the rest of the audience and journalists think about this palmarès. As I said at the beginning, this is a very democratic jury, and I am the ninth part of this jury, and so this is the only thing that I can tell you. We love. Yeah. The majority, the huge majority, will love the movie of Campillo. Campillo or Campillo? Campillo. I'm sure it's going to be very successful everywhere. And I'm sure it's going to remember this country, something that happened here not so many years ago, that beyond if you belong to the LGBT that I am or not, it was an injustice, and we they tell Campillo tell the story of real heroes that really saved many lives. And we all were agree with that.
Question over there.
Hi, my name is Reika Sarkai. I'm from Hungary, writing for HVG Extra. And first of all, as a person, I'm very happy that after last year missing out on Tony Erdmann Maranada's movie got the Golden Palm, which was showing really deep human content in a funny and sometimes very ironic way. So thank you for this choice. As a person from my own country, from Hungary, I would like to ask you shortly just about Jupiter's Moon, if this movie came into any discussion regarding any prizes, and what was the point when it fell out, or how do you feel about this? If anyone would like to comment on that. Thank you very much.
Your movie. That's Will's right there. Conversation.
I absolutely love Jupiter's Moon. I was raised in a very staunch religious household, so I got everything, and I was there the whole way. Sometimes democracy sucks. No, but I really thought it was fantastic, and it's one of the movies that that we viewed that I absolutely will watch again and again.
And we were all very impressed by what did the director. Really.
Yes, yeah.
Very impressed.
Good evening, everybody. This is my fourth time to come here I'm come directly to Africa in Cameroon. To come to this event. Alors, ma question en fait, c'est pour.
In fact, I have a question for Will Smith. We loved your film, the film you shot called Ali, and we'd like to know what feeling you have about African films. African films are hard when it comes to exporting them abroad. You're an Afro-American. What do you think about African films yourself?
Yeah, that was a big part of the discussion in this jury. This jury is composed of a global community, and a major part of the time we spent in being sequestered. We discussed how to be a part of the future of the Cannes Film Festival in opening avenues to the world, to be able to bring the films of women and people of color and communities that don't have as much access to this vibrant community. So we're absolutely discussing it. This morning we had conversations about how we could open those avenues, and we have a few ideas. And Director Park and I, discussed, forming a board and a coalition that might be able to come together and finding films and being able to present them more effectively to the Cannes community. And by the Cannes community, I mean Thierry and Pierre. Just being able to just open the alleyways. So we're definitely thinking about it. And this jury was very focused and very intent on going beyond today to be a part of the solution to some of those difficulties. Oh, thank you. I just came back. I loved it. I stood in front of the Sphinx. It was spectacular.
You're going to hate me, guys, ladies and gents. I'm sorry. We are allowed time for one more question.
Oh, man, this is crazy.
Bite me.
Okay, but then that question will be about the film that won. Gonna rail in from Sweden, and as a very proud and happy Swede right now, I'd like to ask, what was it that made you fall for The Square apart that is a hell of a good film? Will, for instance, or somebody else? Could you talk about what made you fall for The Square?
You want to talk about it?
It's clever, it's witty, it's funny, and it deals with questions so important for all of us. What we do with help, how do we help all the poor people all around us, but all over the world? How do we deal with media? The importance of being shocking to get the attention of the media. It's very well acted. Yeah. The main actor, I felt in love, I must say, and I'm not the only one. And it's really brilliant, and that's my opinion, but I think a lot of body shares.
I think the movie talks about something that we even now we are experimenting, something completely contemporary. It's about the dictatorship of being politically correct. That dictatorship is as terrible, as awful, and horrified than any other dictatorship. The director says a lot of different examples of that. Fortunately, I mean, such a serious subject is treated with an incredible imagination. Is very, very, very funny. The actors, we talk about giving an award to him because he's really, he's amazing. I mean, not only the actor, I mean, the young boys, everyone in the movies. So I think it's a movie that I like to see again. because it's so rich. There are so many different things. Because no, the uncertainty of these people is just to be politically correct. And they live in a kind of hell because of that. And the director write this story and directed with a master hand.
Yeah.
I'm afraid our time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.